What is up, everybody? It is Wick here, and I am going inside this rummage sale. I got my IKEA bag, and I'm pretty excited for this sale because everything at this sale is $1. I've been to it a couple of times, 2 or 3 times in the past, and I've come out with some incredible scores. And right off the bat, I see these Norelco replacement blades for a shaver, and I'm like, hey, some of these are worth money. Sure enough, yeah, they're going to be great. Some just random electronics here, and with everything $1, there's just so many options. Like, look at this, record player there. It wasn't in great shape. It wasn't a great brand. I recently picked up a record player like that at a rummage sale for $1. I got a lot of items that I need to list and sell. So I'm not looking for a lot of big items that's going to sit or take a lot of time to test. But I'm not going to miss a rummage sale just because, my garages are filled with stuff to list, because you just never know what you're going to find. And I love the hunt. So clothing, not worried about looking at that really right now. I want to get over to the toys and see if there's anything amazing there. There's some bags of toys. Here's some Pokemon cards. Unfortunately, there's only like 3 cards in there, and they were like energy cards. Not really worth picking up that. I would have loved for that to have been filled with Pokemon cards. It just didn't happen. Bags of toys. I do pick up a bag of toys later, but I want to look at the shoes. And before I look at the shoes, I see this right here, which I'm assuming is a camcorder. I didn't even open it. I just paid the dollar for it and bought it because I recently bought one of those at a garage sale. It turned out to be a Sony High 8 camcorder I sold for $120. So at $1, I was pretty comfortable buying it. Plus, I like the mystery. And then we got shoes, and I've found incredible shoes at this sale before. Jordans for $1, and I'm just looking. Asics, I go ahead and grab those because why not? And looking to see if there's anything else. I see some nice dress shoes I think might be new. Not good brands. Again, when everything's $1, you can buy a lot of different types of shoes and even price them like $12 and $12 plus shipping and still make right around $10 profit if you want to take the time to do that. Again, I got a lot of shoes to list, so I'm not looking for, stuff like that exactly. Stuff like this, though, I am looking for. Brand new FootJoy Dry Joys for $1. Yes, I'll take those. And I've already sold those. Those sold very quickly. I believe they sold for 60. Maybe I got 70 for them. I can't remember exactly. But over here, I see some Skechers, and they're clean. They're the Go Walk ones, and I usually don't buy those types of shoes because they're just priced like $5 to $10 at Goodwill, and they're not worth it. They kind of sit. But at $1 and them being clean, I do pick them up later. So just looking at the dishes, trying to see if I spot anything special. I remember last time I was at the sale, there was a Floby sitting on that table. That was a great find. I also found a brand new in-box tube TV I sold for $350. Only paid $1 for it. So that's why I come to rummage sales, even though I have plenty of inventory, because you just never know.
There will be two, there's supposed to be 2 men. Just let them know what's their satisfaction.
Over here, I'm just checking out this rack of jackets to see if I can find anything cool. I remember last year, too, I got a really good jacket. I can't even remember the details. A good vintage sports jacket. Here is, well, a chalk line. I see the tag first, and I'm like, hey, is it a good one? Not great. Cowboys, they still make money on it, especially at $1. The vintage stuff I like finding just because it's cool anyway. And this right here, this is a Vanna white leather jacket. I'm assuming from the 80s, maybe early 90s. It is new with tags, so for $1, I picked that up. I think I'll be able to sell that for a decent amount as well. Got my IKEA bag there. It's getting filled up. That's what I like to see. And the rest of this stuff, not great. I think there's a couple items you could have maybe picked up. Here is a hardcore clothing reseller, which I'm not. I only like to pick up really new things, vintage things, stuff like that. So, some women's shirts. Don't do a lot of digging in those. Christmas sweaters sell great. The tackier, the better. Again, I usually don't mess with them too much unless they're special. There's a Columbia jacket. I do end up picking that up later because it was $1 and clean. You know, you can price that kind of stuff low. Even if you put that Columbia jacket up for $15 plus shipping, somebody's going to buy it, even though Columbia stuff's saturated, and you still make $10 for your time. It's kind of worth it. More women's. I do look through the clothing more off camera, and I do find some decent stuff. Of course, you'll be seeing everything I found in the haul part of the video. Checking out the hats. It's like, oh yeah, I don't want to miss any cool hats. Had a good hat year. Some $100, $200 hats I found this past year. Unfortunately, there was nothing on that shelf. I'm wearing the GoPro, so I can't really, get some angles. But my hands are free at least, and turns out to be a bit better in the end. So, books, media, checking for video games, of course. Anything special. I did end up picking up a few books at this sale that can bring in some money. Of course, what was it now? A month ago or whatever, I was at the rummage sale where I found the 2 Stephen King first edition books I sold for $75 a piece. I would like to find some more of those, so kind of keeping an eye out. Children's book sets, all that kind of stuff. It sells. Here's the bag I'm looking at. I see a Pokemon figure in there. And Power Rangers figure, I think it was. No, it was a GoBots. And I'm like, yeah, for $1, I'll pick that up. So I think I can't remember if that was a newer Polly Pocket or what that was. Or maybe I thought it was. I'm not really interested in it. I guess some of the little potato heads, maybe there's some more money in these bags. But again, a lot of this stuff, when you go to a sale where everything's $1, you can buy a lot of stuff. Stuff that's going to be more long tail, stuff that you can price lower because you're getting it so cheap, and it will sell over time. But I got all kinds of stuff like that now. But let me know in the comments if you do see something that's worth some decent money. Up here, I notice on the stage they have a little Christmas area. So I go up here and I look for certain Christmas items. Again, mostly the vintage stuff. That's where the money's at. And a lot of vintage stuff is not worth anything, not worth buying. So it's just good to know the brands and the special stuff. And I don't know every Christmas item, that's for sure, but I didn't see anything there, I don't think. Here I am picking up the shoes, the Skechers. I'm like, you know what? For $1, let's just throw them in here. Why not? There's probably some other shoes like that I could have picked up. I'm happy with what I got. I don't need anything else. But that's about it for the rummage sale. So I head on over to Goodwill before I go home, and they got some new carts out. So I'm checking this stuff. A bag of, I'm not sure what that is, but this is just G.I. Joe. They got $5.99 on it. I'm assuming it's not worth anything, but I grab it to look up, and I do look it up, and no, it's not worth $5.99. So that goes back on the cart. What's this? Not sure what that was. Some radio, maybe? But I head down here checking out the Halloween, the Christmas stuff. Again, we're just looking for those special items that can be worth money. So much of this stuff gets donated. It's crazy. I would imagine Christmas is the most donated item next to like dishes and stuff like that. Here's one of these Scum Busters. I remember 8 years ago when these were worth picking up. I think this is what it was, the Scum Busters. They used to sell for like $40, $50. Not really worth it now. So another new cart came out at Goodwill after I turned off the camera, and this is the stuff I'm finding on it. These a Sony micro cassette, a sealed starter thing, and these vintage cars. There's a Hess, something Hess in there. I couldn't see what it was with the tape, but I knew I wanted the semi for $7.99. The Hess item just was one of those Christmas semis, not really worth anything, and this one was yellowed. I actually just ended up throwing it away because it was just not in good shape, but the semi was, so happy to find that. And there's just what I'm seeing on the carts I wanted to show you. So if you was curious, Also, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything else. And I thought these might be brush heads for electric toothbrushes. Some of those brush heads you can get $25 to $40 for. Kind of like those Norelco blades I found at the rummage sale. Replacement stuff like that can be good money. Mystery machine, damaged just like every other mystery machine I find. But let me show you everything I found today. Some awesome stuff. I am back home, everyone. I got some really cool stuff at the rummage sale. I also stopped at a Goodwill. I'm going to start over here today with the clothing. This is pretty cool. Billy Joel 1990 Yankee Stadium concert t-shirt. It's in very good condition. It's obviously never been worn. Let's show the front. There is the front, and you see the Hanes tag there. This one's pretty rare. I could only find one comp on Terapeak and eBay within the last year, and it sold for $80. I think a best offer was accepted, so it's probably less than that. But honestly, since it's so rare and in good condition, I'm going to come in at about 80 bucks. If you're new to the channel, I let my vintage clothing like this, the rare stuff, I price it high and I let it sit until somebody wants it. You know, since this stuff was so cheap, I picked up the Columbia jacket here. It's a really nice jacket. At $1, you know, I could still sell this for $15 minimum, $20, $25. So I went ahead and grabbed that for $1. We also got a Cowboys chalk line. I saw the chalk line tag at first, this happened recently also at Goodwill. I saw the chalk line and I flipped it over real quick because I want to see if there's graphic on the back. I assumed this was not going to be one that had the graphic on the back though. I literally just sold a Vikings one. I sold for $190 plus shipping. That had the Fanimation style graphic on the back. This one, you know, I did see a comp one sold for $20 plus shipping, so it seems to be in good condition. I grabbed that. Here is a vintage Pendleton suit. It's got the pants, 100% wool, so it looks like it's in good condition. It's got some, looks like pet hair stuck to it though. These things do sell well. I think I'm going to sell that. $40, $50 plus shipping. Then I got this leather jacket, very 80s and 90s. It's brand new with tags actually, but it is, I guess, Vanna White. I guess she had her own clothing line at one point. If it's the Vanna White, I'm thinking Wheel of Fortune Vanna White. You know, I couldn't find anything like this exactly Vanna White, but I looked up some of the colorful leather jackets like this from that time period, and I think I should be able to sell this between $50 and $60 since it's new. Only paying $1. I'll take it. But that stack of clothing is going to be some good profit. We're back up on the table and I got some cool items. Check out these Norelco shaver head replacements, and I picked these up right away at the rummage sale. I got both of them for $1. Actually, they were $1 a piece when I went to pay for them. I'm sure I've mentioned it. Everything at the rummage sale was $1. But I picked up this kind of stuff before, and I knew it was worth picking up. These sell for $40 a piece on eBay, no problem. I think there's 13 listed and about 127 comps for it. So these kind of items that are just, you can't buy in stores anymore. People have the shavers, they want them. They also have the shavers there. Maybe I should have looked at them for $1. You know, when I see shavers that are open and used, I usually don't want to mess with them. But I do have some of the heads, so I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, I probably should have picked up those shavers. Could have been decent. Just in my head, I usually skip over that kind of stuff where, you know, it's up against people's skin and shaving and cutting and all that kind of stuff. You really have to clean that stuff well, and it's just kind of gross. So I found some decent shoes at this rummage sale. Unfortunately, not like last year when I found almost, what was it, $750 worth of shoes. I got these Brooks shoes here. They seem to be in pretty good condition. Be able to sell those for about $30 plus shipping. And because they were $1, normally I would leave something like this at Goodwill where it was priced higher. These are Skechers Go Walk 3, very clean. Be able to sell these for about $20 plus shipping, I think. Got a very nice pair of Asics gels as well. I think these were $30 or $40. I don't remember exactly looking them up. But here is the really good find. These brand new FootJoy Dry Joys, and Yeah, these were selling in some cases pre-owned, I think $50. Being new, I'm going to be able to sell these for I think at least $70, maybe even $80. I think there's a pre-owned listed for $80. I've sold some of the Dry Joys this year, actually. They do pretty well. Pre-owned. Seems like I sold women's though. These are men's. Anyway, that's going to be some great profit for only paying $1. And I got one more item that came from the rummage sale, this JVC VHS-C camcorder. I didn't even open this until I got home. I saw the bag, and I recently found a bag exactly like this at a garage sale. It had a Sony Hi8 camcorder in there, which I sold very quickly for $120. You know, I got it home, I got it opened up. This one isn't as good. I'll be able to sell it probably for $40 plus shipping, I would imagine. It's got the battery charger in there. Even if the battery doesn't work, as long as you got the charger and the power supply with it. People mostly buy these because they have old tapes they want to transfer off of the recorder onto another cassette or something like that. Digitally, put them on their computer, whatever they do. So I got this the Sound Machine Semi at Goodwill. It just came out on a new car. It was $7.99, but also in the box, I could not really see what it was because they have tape all over the box. Can't really cut the tape because then they won't sell it to you. But I saw this Hess truck here. I couldn't really see anything but the Hess name underneath all that. So I'm like, hey, there's a Hess truck in there. I might as well just buy this because I knew this was going to be worth it. And yeah, sure enough, it is. This is in really good condition. It actually works. There's batteries in it. Very clean, a little dusty. It is, I still don't know how to say this. I should probably Google it. Nylint. In my head, when I see it, I always think New York lint, but it's like, I guess like Nylint, something like that. They make some pretty collectible things. It's a good name to look out for, but yeah, this semi, I should be able to sell it for at least $50 plus shipping. In this condition, I might be able to pull $60 plus shipping. I'm not sure. So happy to pick that up. Here's another Goodwill pickup. I didn't want to pay $10 for the Sony micro cassette recorder, but on Amazon, if this is working, I'll be able to sell this for at least $50. Probably shoot for $60. I think there's one listed right now for $80 with a kind of a high rank. Even on eBay, I could probably make about $20 profit if it works. Got the manual and everything in there. Also, I'm able to return this to Goodwill if it doesn't work and get store credit within 7 days. So I'll be doing that if it does not work. Here are a couple of toys. I got a bag of toys at the rummage sale because I saw like a Pokemon figure in there. I saw this. And I saw a camera. The camera was actually just absolute trash. But this is, I think, a 88, 89 GoBots toy. It's worth at least $20. And he's just an Imaginext figure, which will go in a lot with some other Imaginext stuff. So paying $1, I'm happy to get these at least. There's a Pokemon figure in there too, but it's just a McDonald's one. Got this at Goodwill for $3.99. This Troy-built electric starting system is brand new sealed. $3.99 sealed. I think these were selling. It was either $30 or $40. I don't remember exactly now, but $3.99. It was definitely worth picking up. I'll make some money on it. Then I just got some books here. I got some cool vintage books. There's a game by Steve Jackson. What's one of those book games? Like you play a game as you're reading it. Unfortunately, it's got some ink on there, but it would sell for $15, $20. I kind of just like it, so I bought it. This one's the same. First edition actually can sell for like $40 or $50 of this book. This one's not first edition, so it's more like $15, $20. And I got a couple of Wheel of Time books. I just recently sold a bunch of hardcover Wheel of Time books. I think it was like 7 or 8 of them. I think it was like $80. So when I can find them cheap, I'll pick them up. Here's just the paperback one. They can be worth it to lot together. This is book 1 also. There it is, everybody. That is my haul for today, going to a rummage sale and a Goodwill. If you enjoyed the video, I'm going to ask you to hit the like button for me. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, flipping_junk. And this has been Wick. Until next time.